Hi and welcome back. Just back in the workshop again for another day of building, or a few hours at least anyway, because I'm already stinking hot. It's very, very muggy. We've had thunderstorm after thunderstorm after thunderstorm, and it's just the humidity is like skyrocketing. So very briefly today, well, first of all, I've just emailed Sonex, because this is the little Del Lin, I think it's pronounced, spar bumper, which goes directly in the spar tunnel itself, so inside of the forward and aft spar tunnels. It's just a very hard material to allow the spar to bump against, I think, I guess, as you're sliding the wings in and out for transportation purposes. I can't see anywhere on the drawing where it says this has to be riveted to the fuselage, although it refers to, on another drawing, rivets going in the long rod and the sheet, which, if you do your maths, are way too short to go through this block as well. So whether it's a typo, whether I'm not reading it correctly, I don't know. So I've just emailed Sonex just to be on the safe side. In the short term, I have clecoed them to the long rod to give it just to hold it basically whilst I am working on the wings. So I'm pretty sure the answer is going to come back as a yes. Also too, I had another rethink on the way that I've got these wings set up. I'm not happy with it. So I'm talking about the left and right at the moment. So sliding backwards and forwards this way. I don't know why I didn't think of it to start with, but I've just thought of a better way. Rather than trying to calculate the gap at the wing root, I've simply just measured off the side of the fuselage to the exact location on both wings, which is where the overlap sheet is on the main spar from the leading edge to the aft sheet, and measured it there. I think that's a far better way of measuring it, or positioning it, fingers crossed when I say that. That said, I have measured it, and it's around about 5 or 6 millimeters or thereabouts on the left side, which is shorter, which tells me the wings are going too far this way. So I am going to bring it back, the 2.5 to 3 mil, just to be 100% certain, or 100% sure that when I drill through the actual main wing bolts for the rigging into the actual part of the forward and aft spar tunnels, which hasn't been drilled yet, I want to make sure that I drill it as close to as being humanly possible correct. So I know that's a mouthful, but there it is anyway. So at the moment, I've just put these two blocks in. I'm going to give it a little bit of a check now to the positioning of the wings, and then I'll come back to you and let you know how I went. Now, I know I've done this exercise probably 4 or 5 times, but it's better to get it right now than have it wrong later on when it's too late to turn back the clock. So just recapping, I initially put a wedge both sides because I wasn't quite happy with the distance that the wing was both sides, or the gap in this instance. So I put a wedge initially in the middle, checked the distance from there to there on both sides, made it right. Prior to putting the two wedges here and here, because the wing can still sort of do this, I double checked the diagonal from there to there, and then on the other side, so the left side. So my notes are, I know I've done this a number of times, so I've got 42, I had 42.63 on the right side, and then adding my 3.6 for the left side, made it 42.66. Let's call it 42.67, which it was. So I'm all happy with that. I can now move on to the next stage of committing. So let's just get under the aeroplane and I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so just prior to going over to the aeroplane, I've got to check now the angle of incidence being 80.2, let's call it 80 millimeters from the underside of the sheet, of the fuselage sheet, to the underside of the rear, at the rear spar carry through. So we'll double check that. Yeah, let's just go into the aeroplane now. Okay, so just verifying that we've got 80 millimeters or 80.2 or 3, whatever it was. So here we go, we're 80 millimeters, so it's pretty damn close for me. And on the other side, and there's the other 80 millimeters there. So let's just quickly look at the rear spar carry through again. And I have put the silver clecos back in from the rear spar carry through to the back of the reinforcing plate on the back of the wing. So those are lined beautifully. There's the other one over there. We'll just spin the camera around and have a look at the 1/4 inch bolts coming through the spar. Okay, just underneath the Sonex. Now you can see how these 1/4 inch bolts have come through. They're fairly close to the actual tooling hole on these two, but this side's just slightly out. So what I did was I put a just adjust myself for a second. So what I did was I took the 1/4 inch bolt out and put a crosshair on it and then looked through this hole. I've tried to film it, it won't work. So it was fairly close to being in the center of that hole. So I didn't want to sort of commit through to this and this be, you know, when I drilled through, I didn't want to have this hole 10-15 mil out from what it should be. So it's pretty close for me, I think. So I'm ready to start to drill this now and commit to this. So let's get on and do that. Just back under here at the rear spar carry through. One of the other processes that I have to do is put these attach angles on. So it's just a matter of sort of equalizing it between getting a couple of clecos in the side of the fuselage, and then to hold it in spot, and maybe put one here and one above there. And I'll do that both sides. And then I will take this rear spar carry through out over to the workbench, drill the whole lot through over there, and then come back and commit to the holes through the 1/4 inch hole through there. Now, hopefully I can do the majority of this on the drill bench drill over there. Unsure if I've got a right angled 1/4 inch drill for there. I think I probably have. So once I've drilled through this, I should be able to use that as a guide. Use this, where is the angle gone? Use this angle as a guide to be able to drill through the remainder of the plate that's in the rear spar carry through. So I know I'm waffling, but we'll just take small baby steps, I guess, until I eventually get it done. Come back to you soon. Okay, just for my very, very last and final check before I commit to drilling through, I have just repositioned these angles on both sides of the spar tunnel to keep that nice and straight, that side of the fuselage straight. And I'm just double checking that I've got an equal distance both sides, and I've got 60 millimeters on the right to the center of that 1/2 inch bolt. Just on the left side, there's your 60 mil, hopefully you can see that. So I'm all good, ready to commit to drilling. Okay, just back under at the rear spar carry through again. I've managed to get both of these two angles in, both the left and right one, and it wasn't too bad of a job. But just on that, I've just been wondering why I've been getting a sore neck in these last couple of days, and I've just suddenly dawned on me as I'm lying here, I'm twisting my neck up. So it's a good exercise if you're doing like sit-ups or something like that, because I tell you what, it strengthens the old stomach muscles. But I've gone and got myself a little pillow, and I tell you what, it's that comfortable now, I could just about fall asleep in here. So I don't know why I didn't think of that to start with. So both angles are in, just got a few clecos in spot. So the intent is now to take this rear spar carry through out, drill the whole lot of these through, including the 1/4 inch hole through here, but I can't drill it all the way through the spar yet, through the actual where the wing comes through yet, because I don't have a right angled drill bit 1/4 inch. I've just got online and bought one of them, but to buy one I had to buy 10 to make it feasible for for transportation, or the company wouldn't have sell me any more than 10 at a time. So I got them from Australia, so it's all good. So they're on their way. I'll only use them once. So just getting in here with a right angle drill bit afterwards and drilling through. So just to go back again, I'm going to do this on the bench now, so I can drill all the way through to almost where it hits, or actually I can drill all the way through this whole rear spar carry through, then use the hole that I've got in there as a guide to drill through the actual little reinforcing plate that comes out the back of each wing. So I can go ahead and do this now, do that side. I'll put a couple of clecos back in, I'll cleco it all back in position, then I'll drill all the rest of the holes through there just to the silver cleco stage. Whether I upsize it now or not, I don't know, but probably no reason why I can't. And then I can get on to the forward spar. Come back to you shortly. Okay, just back up on the workbench. I've drilled all the silver clecos into these support angles now for the rear spar carry through on both sides. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to back drill through here with a 3/16 drill all the way through to this angle on both sides, flip it over and use my drill guide to then run through my 1/4 inch drill back through again, so it's keeping it nice and perpendicular to the face. Now I could do it on the drill bench drill up there, or the drill press up there, but I think I might, you know, just depending on how level I hold it, it might be a little bit hard to do, so I'll just do it this way instead. So okay, just back under the front of the engine bay of the Sonex, looking back towards the forward spar tunnel. I have now taken the McMaster pins out and put the AN4 bolts in the 3 given locations, 1, 2 and 3, and tighten those up. Then I have back drilled through both pin locations on the wing blocks with a 3/8 all the way through, taken the spacer out and then put the 1/2 inch from this side all the way through on both sides, and then put the wing bolts in from the aft side facing forward. So there they are, just sitting almost through in 2 locations. Also to the back, we'll just quickly go back to the rear spar carry through. Just back under here at the rear spar carry through, as part of the drilling process, or just prior to me drilling those 1/2 inch holes through the main spar, I've clecoed the rear spar carry through all the way in, put all these little angles at the side, put as many clecos as I can in, plus the bolt through the actual where the actual reinforcing plate comes through to the rear spar carry through, just to put a locating bolt. This needs to be upsized to 1/4 inch. I believe my right angle drill that will fit into my drill will be, well, the drill bits themselves will be arriving tomorrow, hopefully. I can then complete the upsizing of that and then concentrate on all of the copper clecos and the remaining of it. But basically the wing is in its position now where it's never going to move. It's able to now to be upsized and upsized and upsized in both sides to whatever's got to happen in respect to clecos and the like, and bolts, whatever. But there you have it. We're at this stage now where it's committed to drilling through, so I have reached a point of no return and there's no turning back. Okay, just back around here at the workbench. I need to remake one of these little reinforcing plates, so I've just got it out at the moment and I don't want to make the same mistake again, although I do have a second spare. So I'm going to put myself a little mark on this to make sure that I countersunk on that side and not that side. Anyway, let me go ahead and make this now, and we'll dry assemble it into the aeroplane, and then we're basically ready, just giving this a quick rub down, perhaps a quick another little bit of a primer, and then we can start riveting all this together and fit it over the into its position of the aeroplane. Come back to you shortly. A forward spar tunnel is all now ready for riveting. Just had a quick look at the drawings. They're saying leave this section out the long run till wing rigging, so I'm not quite understanding the instructions, but what I'll do is I'll just rivet these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 both sides at the moment of the CCC 46s. Then I'll reverse these clecos in the opposite direction, take these ones out at the moment because they'll just more likely, well, they will be in the road, or they may not be in the road if I put the clecos up the other way. There's a bit of room inside there, so we'll do that and we'll just go and try the spar tunnel in spot and see how it looks. Come back to you shortly. Okay, I'm at the final stages of committing to drilling through both sides of the spar tunnel now. Now I've riveted this reinforcing or shear plate onto the tunnel now. You do not rivet that long rod or that upright at the moment, not long rod, the upright, otherwise you're never going to get this in. So again, just to sort of reiterate, I really pity those that have got this spar tunnel in spot before you rig these wings, because it's going to be an absolute nightmare if you can't get underneath and do all this. So the way that I did it, I pulled the spar tunnel right back on an angle, back up to here, and went inside the cockpit and just squeezed them in. It was a bit of a force, but once I got past the top long rod, they slipped in the rest of the way. I've just positioned it at the moment. Prior to drilling through, I'm going to disassemble it all. I'm going to pull the whole lot forward, rivet all the inside now, and also rivet the little angle that goes against the top between the two uprights, and that is it. I can then drill through the remainder of the spar tunnel and it's not going to come out after that. So I've held it in pretty tight, it's not going anywhere, everything's lining up, so there you have it. I'll get on to doing that now. Okay, just back under here of the Sonex again in the forward of the spar tunnel, and I elected not to rivet these at the moment. I've ended up drilling all the way through on both sides just to get it done. I know I said in the previous clip that I was probably going to just rivet it all off now, but I just elected to get it through now and get these McMaster pins all the way through, which they go through. They obviously go through from both sides, but I'm assuming they'll end up being on the forward side, because you're not going to have a lot of access under the floor once it's riveted unless you have a little inspection hole. I don't think they'll be in the road there anyway, and you can always have a little bit of a visual inspection of them prior to flying. So just to go back where I'm at with it, it's all drilled through now. Half inches done. The rear spar carry through is not done at the moment. I'm waiting on that 1/4 inch right angle drill to arrive. Once it arrives, I'll be able to remove the spar tunnel forward again, clean up any surfaces which I have to, and then rivet all of this inside this, from the inside of the spar tunnel, inside the actual position inside the cockpit here, inside the forward of the spar tunnel, because you're never going to get it back in again if you take it to the workbench. Then push it back in spot, click over the sides, and then work out at what stage I'll be riveting off the sides of the aeroplane and or putting the underside of the floor in. But there you have it. Wings are now rigged as far as I'm concerned. It was daunting to start with, but I'm happy with the process. It's all done. I can close this one off, post it away, and get on to the next project of the Sonex. Come back to you shortly.